Well, this is truly an honor to have Dave's Auto Body in this taping for Black History Month. On behalf of Mayor Small Sr. and the entire city of Atlantic City, we appreciate you taking the opportunity to take, out of your busy schedule, some moments to be recognized and acknowledged for everything that you've done for this amazing, great city and your years of service. Let me say thank you for serving our country, but really being such an amazing businessman for everyone. I know as an African American business, you have been here for many years, and we'll get into that. But honestly, for serving the entire Atlantic City community, we salute you and we applaud you for all of that.
Thank you.
So, one question that I really wanted to know, because I know this happens with a lot of entrepreneurs, what unique challenge have you faced as a Black entrepreneur, and how did you navigate or overcome them?
Well, I guess the first situation was trying to get financing to be able to purchase the building to be in business for myself. I worked for Keystone Auto Body on Iowa Avenue, ran that business for the owner that was there. Then I had the opportunity to go in business down there from him. And then it was just a matter of trying to get financing to be able to take over the business. And that's where the money store had a big, I guess we say a big influence, because they came in after I went through the banks in the city. You get the runaround from them, and then when I dealt with this guy, he was named Ed Narowski, he came in and said, and I gave him the same paperwork I gave to the banks, and he said, I'll tell you what I'll do. He said, if I don't get this loan approved in 3 days, I'll give you the money.
Wow.
And that's how I got started. In other words, they made it available, made the funds available, so that's how I was able to go into business for myself.
Amazing story. Your timing.
Yeah, my timing, yeah.
So, what do you consider your greatest accomplishment as a business owner so far?
Being able to last 38 years in business. That's something that's, a lot of people came and went, but I was able to stay in the community, do what I need to do to make sure that I took care of business the way I was supposed to take care of business, made sure that, we didn't have any situations where, you had to deal with that would take you outside of what you were trying to accomplish. And I also had a family to raise. So I knew it was very important for me to set the example for my 2 sons and those that would try to come up after me.
What do you consider your greatest accomplishment or greatest achievement as a business owner?
Just being able to survive, being here, being able to be in the same community. I graduated Atlantic City High School, so I went through all the public schools, Madison Avenue, Massachusetts Avenue, Chelsea Junior High, Atlantic City High School. So it's not too many of us that, I look at all my acquaintances that I had back then, and a lot of them are not here. So I just thank God for the ability to be able to survive as long as I have and do what I did.
Which Black historical figure or pioneer has inspired your journey or your business values the most?
Well, Martin Luther King was the biggest example to me back in that time, because he wanted equality for everybody. And, a lot of times we don't get that opportunity if we're, a certain color. In other words, you want to be, judged on your abilities, what you could do. And you always tried to do the best you could do to be able to compete. I always said, I don't want any special treatment, just make the playing field even, and I'll compete. And that's what, being able to compete. And I remember the mentor that mentored me told me, he said, boy, you got to be better than good. And I knew that, and as I worked through the community, I knew going to different places. I worked in different dealerships and all that kind of stuff. So it just made me work a little harder to make sure that I was better than those that were there. And that way it paid off.
But it was Martin Luther King that set the tone for you.
Yeah, he wanted equality for everybody. The same thing, you want to go out there, you want to be able to take care of your family just like everybody else wants to take care of their family. So that's why, I took that to heart when he said that. So all I was saying is I don't need no special treatment. Just make it fair. Make the playing field fair. A lot of times that's not what we run into when we get out there. There's a lot of obstacles other than your abilities.
And what does being honored during Black History Month mean to you and your business legacy?
It means a lot because it's, product of the city. Went through all the things I had to go through in the city and still being here, being able to survive for 38 years in business. So that's a great accomplishment as far as I'm concerned.
And true, being here, how did you end up in Ducktown? Of all places in Atlantic City, you ended up in Ducktown.
Well, that's just the grace of God that enabled me to be here because I was next door at 2308 Fairmount Avenue first, and then the opportunity came up for me to be able to purchase this building here, so it was just a move from there to here, and that's where I've been ever since.
And if you had any words of wisdom for someone young and has future ambition in your profession, what would you give them?
Follow your dream. Hopefully you'll run into people that will try to mentor you and help you, and that's one of the things I've had along the way is a lot of, and it blessed me because they were black men that were showing me the way. And like my mentor told me, he said, look, you don't do what you see me do what I tell you. And a lot of times you just have to listen to what they're trying to tell you, and then you can go from there, because one of the greatest things that ever came when I bought my house in Pleasantville, and he came over and saw that I had purchased the house, he cried on the steps. And he said, boy, you're the only one listening to me. And it paid off.
It definitely paid off.
Yeah, it paid off.
Well, we truly appreciate you, and we love the fact you've been here. How many years?
38 years.
38 years.
Yeah.
Would you do it again?
I sure would.
Any regrets?
No, because all it did, whatever hardships I went through, made me stronger and made me able to, pursue on. So that's one of the greatest accomplishments. Don't give up.
Do you see hope for the future for black businesses in Atlantic City?
Well, I don't know about black businesses, but I mean, it depends how bad you want it. If you go in and do what you're supposed to do it the right way, then, I just don't like the obstacles that are set up other than obstacles that should be there. In other words, they make things more difficult. That's why when I was saying, the brother that mentored me said you got to be better than good. So you got to be able to be good and go beyond being good to get to, the space you need to be.
Well, Mr. Dave, it's obviously you took his advice.
I sure did.
And God continue to bless you.
Yep.
And we appreciate the time and what you're doing for our community. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.